Welcome back to From the Shed and welcome back to another video. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you all had a good Valentine's up until 8 o'clock before we kicked off yesterday. Brighton 3, Chelsea nil. Brighton 3, Chelsea nil. It's becoming a common theme. I don't know where to start with this game. I said that the other day when we did another video. I don't know where to start, but we were awful yesterday. We were awful yesterday. And it's becoming apparent now. I'm watching, as I'm recording this, Bournemouth have just won. City have just won. We're now currently sixth in the league. We're on 43 points. Joint now with Bournemouth. City on 44 points. As I'm literally recording this, the table is right in front of me. Newcastle is still there. Fulham, I think, got a win today as well. So we are in a lot of trouble, my friends. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. Nothing is going to change. I feel like I'm a bit of a scratch record on these videos lately, but we keep playing in the exact same way with the exact same team, and we expect a different result. And I'm going to keep saying it. Maresca has to change something. You can't keep playing 4-2-3-1 and inverting our fullbacks and expecting our wingers, who clearly aren't good enough, Madueke, Sancho, Neto, aren't good enough. They're not good enough to play without the overlap. They don't create anything. They just don't create anything. Maresca's, and look, I don't want Maresca to get sacked at all. I think we need to be judging. I think the owner said give them 2 transfers in the summer, 2 transfer windows in the summer. They've had that now. We need to start judging the owners and the sporting directors. But I think Maresca isn't helping himself at all. At all. He's not helping himself. But I'm telling you from now, there's players in that team that should be ashamed of last night's performance. And I'm including Cole Palmer. Let's include him, who walked off and didn't applaud the fans. Let's include Trevor Chalobah, that we all wanted back at the club. Let's include Jurgensen, who we all wanted to start over Sanchez. All of these players have to hang their heads in shame. They should be embarrassed by a performance where you're losing to the same team in 1 week. We should be ashamed. We are ashamed. We are ashamed. I said so many times yesterday. I said it on the Thursday video. I said it yesterday. When we recorded the podcast on Thursday, I said 3 at the back. I said 3 at the back. We go with the 4-2-3-1. It's not going to offer us nothing going forward. We haven't even got a striker on the bench. We haven't got a striker. We were poor yesterday. We were so poor. We were so poor. The goals that we conceded, Minter, Matoma's goal, the second Minter goal, they were just poor goals. There were so many things wrong with our performance yesterday. It isn't just down to Maresca now. I'm looking at the players. I'm starting to think, are these players even bothered about Chelsea? There's no DNA in our team. There's no leaders. We keep saying the same stuff, but we're going to have to keep saying it. There's no leaders. There's nothing in that team that makes me think that any of these players really want to put up a good performance. Enzo Fernandez yesterday, nothing. I think the occasion got to Cucurella a little bit. The occasion definitely got to Caicedo yesterday. You could see that the occasion got to him being back at their old club at Brighton. But even Nkunku, I keep saying he's not a... Why are we playing a number 9? Let's just play with why are we still playing like we have a striker that is prolific in front of goal? We haven't got one. So why are we sticking on Nkunku? It didn't work last Saturday. Why would you go out and do the same thing again? So play the 3, play your 2 in the midfield and play 3 centre-backs with the 2 wing-backs to give you something more down the wide areas of the pitch. Now, I'm not a Premier League football coach. I got my level 1, I got my level 2. But even I can see something has to change with this squad. Even I can see you can't play Nkunku as the 9. Even I can see that Madueke, for me, wouldn't have started that game because he didn't offer anything. And now he's injured. And he's injured for apparently a considerable amount of time. So we now lost another player to an injury when our injury list is growing. This is what happens when you play players and you expect them to play well and they end up getting injured. I wouldn't even started him. This is not just on Maresca, by the way. Please don't think when we talk about Maresca and Chelsea defeats, we just talk about Maresca. I think this is more now on the players as well. Now, my problem with Maresca is his loser mentality, his defeatist mentality. We got knocked out the FA Cup. Oh, we can concentrate on the Premier League and the Conference League. We're going to get smashed 3-0 6 days later to the same team. So what are we concentrating on? We're not. It's like we don't train together. It's like the players don't train in the same pitch. It's like they've all got their own individual pitches, or they only train once a week. There's no cohesion. There's no connectivity in the team. There's nothing. Before Christmas, we all praised the squad, for the unity, the togetherness, the sort of family environment. But flipping hell, I looked at that squad yesterday and I just thought, which one of these players actually wants to play for this club? Let's add Cole Palmer into that. You've got your captain, who clearly is not fully fit. He's on the bench. Your captain, Reece James, is on the bench. He's not fit then. We can't keep Reece James fit enough to play consistently for the club. We have to manage his minutes for the whole season. Flipping out, Mikel Antonio's had a car crash. He's probably going to be back before Lavia. Like, he's already in rehabilitation, Antonio. He had a car crash. The man broke his legs. He's probably going to be back playing football before Reece James and Lavia. Like, these things are this is where we are as a club. Things are not good enough at this club anymore. And the loser mentality, we've got to get rid of that quickly. We've got to get rid of that loser mentality quickly, because what's going to happen is that's now seeping into the players. The players are now believing the manager. We're not in a title race. We shouldn't be too bothered that we're at the FA Cup, even though it's 7 years without a domestic trophy. That mentality, this is a young group of players. This is a young group of players. They're going to feed into whatever the manager is telling them. And if the manager's coming out and talking like that to the public, you can only imagine he's either saying that plus worse, plus more to those players. And it feels like there's a bit of disconnect now between manager and players. It feels like the players have lost all belief in their objectives this season, which is clearly top four. Let's not beat around the bush, and because Maresca's telling us that the owners have told him it's not top, it's top four. Oh, you better believe we better make top four and win the Conference League this season. Those are his objectives. But if he continues to play in the way that he's playing and continues to play with 4-2-3-1 and not overlap your fullbacks, you're going to struggle, Maresca. You're going to struggle and you're going to end up losing your job. Because these owners do not care about anything but money. And if we're not in the Champions League, we lose money. If we finish in a certain position, we lose money in the Premier League. We don't get as much of the prize money. So these things are going to matter to the owners. The results don't really care, but they want the money, so they're going to bring someone in. Believe you and me, they'll bring someone else in. We were linked with Luis Enrique, Nagelsmann, all these good managers. We had Thomas Tuchel. These owners don't care about the things us fans care about. They care about the money. So if they're losing money, they're going to act on that. If we make top four, Maresca keeps his job. But would you trust that squad? And would you trust last night's squad to go and play any team currently in the Champions League? Would you trust them? Would you trust Chalobah and Colwell? Would you trust Tyreek George? Would you trust Enzo Fernandez? Would you trust Malo Gusto? Jurgensen? Would you trust any of those players in the Champions League? We're screaming about top four. We haven't even got the squad to play in the top four. We haven't got a squad to play in the Champions League. That's embarrassing. £1.6 billion, and we still. I wouldn't even trust these lot against Leighton Orient last weekend, or Birmingham City that gave Newcastle a game last week. I wouldn't trust them. That's how poor this squad has become. And the mentality from the manager has to change. Tactically, he has to change stuff now. He has to change things. He has to change things. Because I'm telling you from now, there's no excuse not to win that Conference League. There's no excuse not to even get top four. From the position that we was in at Christmas, there's no excuse. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear excuses from the manager. I don't want to hear this loser mentality. And fans are well within their rights to be pissed off. They're well within their rights because the owners are leading the club down the wrong alleyway. They're leading the team down an alleyway that the Cronkies have taken Arsenal, that the Glazers have taken Liverpool, and that Gillette and Hicks took Liverpool down. Money, 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 money. That's all that matters to these owners. Not results, not what Roman tried to build at the club. None of that matters to these owners. So Maresca could just be the fool guy. He'll be the one that goes first. And then they'll sell on the players like Enzo, like Correa, like maybe Cole Palmer. If the right bid comes in, they'll sell them because they want to make money and profit, especially if we don't make Champions League. This is why Champions League is so crucial for us to keep certain players in this squad. I said it the other day. But we can't churn out results like last night and expect the fan base to be happy with that, or not expect the fan base to have a negative impact. I was in a Twitter space last night, and big up everyone that was in there. It was so good to hear other Chelsea fans actually talk some common sense. We try to talk common sense on this channel all the time, and all three of us, Darmesh and Theo, we all talk common sense. But there's so many other accounts that now they're just doing it for the money. They're just doing it for the ching-cha-ching. They're not even bothered about Chelsea anymore. It's about how much views can they get, which means they get more money monetizing off the club. So they're just as bad as Topoli and all the rest of them. I'm concerned about results, and I want to see Chelsea back at the top. I don't give a shit about gimmicks and all the other stuff that I'm seeing from other YouTube channels. I'm really not. If you're Chelsea, just talk about forget all the gimmicks, forget all the props, forget all of that stuff. We want Chelsea to be Chelsea again. That's all that matters. That should be. We're all on the same page. We're just all coming in from different angles. But it's frustrating because we shouldn't lose to Brighton. And next up, we've got Aston Villa next Saturday, 5:30. You know who's scoring, don't you? Mr. R, Mr. Rashford. He's gonna score. But please subscribe. Let me know. Yeah, even my Apple Watch has had enough. He can't modify events. He can't modify last night's game. But please subscribe. Please like the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please let me know what you think. The Linktree link is also in the description. Make sure you hit that before you leave. And until next time, we'll be back. Let's hope for a win. Let's hope for a win against Aston Villa.